Hey Bella and Andy Statewide team, my name is Kate Bortinsky, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 things you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. Most likely you're sitting there asking yourself, why would she be doing this and what's in it for her? Well, the answer is simple. Oftentimes, most local business owners are too busy running their business to learn how to improve their online marketing strategy and the benefits that it would have for them and their company. And other times, the only hesitation they have to hiring someone is they don't know who's an expert and who isn't. So I have found by giving people an easy free attack plan of actual things that they can do to impact their business for free has resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands saying, "Hey Kate, I like you. Can you just handle this for me, please?" So if by the end of this video, you've liked what you've seen and you're thinking, yeah, this information could really move the needle for my business, shoot me a message and we can have a deeper conversation. Or if at the end of this video, you simply want to take this free attack plan I give you and do it yourself, that works for me too. No harm, no foul. So now let me show you the 3 things that will set your company above your competition and not waste any more of your time or mine. So the first thing I want to go over is content. What is content? Content is how Google knows what you do and who you do it for. Content is all the information highlighted on your website that Google is sending back to their algorithm to tell them what you should be found for. There's also content that you can't read, such as images, but Google is able to read them. So if you right-click on an image and hit Save As, you can see there are keywords that are hidden behind the text. We want to make sure that this information is optimized as well. When we don't have enough content, and specifically keyword-rich content that your customers are actually searching for, how would Google know to show your business for that search term? We have found that most sites ranking in the top 3 spots on Google have a minimum of 1,500 to 2,400 words on their website that they're using with the right keywords throughout their content. So I went ahead and pulled a word counter, and right now your site is rocking 1,373 words. And now let's check out your competition. I pulled Lake Orion Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. They're showing as the #1 search result on multiple locations on Google. They have just over 300 words. So now you're probably thinking, well, that doesn't make sense. And at first glance, it doesn't. I'll be diving deeper into this momentarily, but for the moment, it's important to note that they're using more keyword-rich content than you are, and that's ranking them higher than you are. Now, this is a tool I use called Ahrefs. Anyone can use it. I pay a few $100 a month for it. Essentially, it gives me a behind-the-scenes insight of your competition and shows the keywords that they're ranking for that attract your customers. This helps me pinpoint the keywords you should be targeting as well. And if I go and click on keywords here, it will show me the exact words that your competition is ranking for and what your customers are searching for every month. As you can see, your competitor is ranking #1 for Lake Orion Heating and Cooling with 150 searches a month. Lake Orion Plumbing and Heating with 60 searches a month. And Lake Orion Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling with 40 searches a month. Now, I do understand that that is their business name as well, but this is also a key term since it is your location. Now, let's think about this. What would happen if your business was getting all of this traffic that is being searched on a monthly basis? What would that do for you guys? So when I go back to your site and click into your keywords, your site is only ranking 14th for Lake Orion Heating and Cooling because you're not optimized for these terms. And since no one else is ranking for Lake Orion Heating and Cooling, Google sees this as a brand rather than a keyword that gets searched 150 times a month. So this needs to be added to your website multiple times so you can start ranking for this term as well. So here's what Google does think your site is about based on your content. Andy Statewide, Andy Statewide Heating and Cooling, and Andy Statewide Heating and Air Conditioning. It's great that your company name shows up first when someone searches for your name, but when a potential customer is looking for your services in your city, your website's buried around the 14th spot, which means they'll likely never see it. Ultimately, that's costing your business thousands of dollars by not being in those top positions on Google. So the first thing you need to do to beat your competition online is incorporate more keyword-rich content with 1,500 more words on your homepage than your competitor. Because that's what's driving your competitor's business, and it's 100% beatable if you get this done. Now check this out. I mentioned earlier that Lake Orion Heating and Cooling is seen as a business and not a keyword. So I'm going to use a similar keyword for the moment. So when we Google Orion Township Heating and Cooling, in Google we see a ton of ads first, and that's this section right here. But here's the thing. So ads can work, but they can also be a money pit if your foundation or your website isn't dialed in. So be careful not to burn your money with Google ads until you know for sure that your website will convert. Once there, they can be a great resource for your business. But moving on to the second key thing that I want to cover with you today, that's citations. You're probably thinking, what's a citation and why do they matter? That's a great question. You see the Google Maps section, or what we call the map pack here. You see the business name, address, and phone number. That's known as your NAP. This is how Google verifies and gives relevance to your local business. So a citation is your name, address, phone number on places like Yelp, the BBB, Yellow Pages, Facebook, and a couple hundred other directories. So you might be asking yourself, hey Kate, how do I rank in maps? So let me explain the number one thing you can do today to push your business up the map pack. Most companies in the number one spot on Google have around 150 citations. Since you're sitting around that 14th spot, you probably have 10 to 20 citations. When you have more citations than your competitor, you gain more trust from Google than they do, which pushes you above them in the map pack. So now you're thinking, great, how do I do that? It's really simple. I use sites like WhiteSpark or Bright Local that will tell me exactly what directories your competition is listed on, and from there I'll literally go down the list and get you on the same ones. But I don't stop there because we don't want to just match them. We want to dominate them online. So if your competitor has 150 citations, we want to match them and then add 100 to 200 more, so it takes them a long time to catch back up. Now let's talk about the third and final key thing that I want to cover with you today, link juice, also referred to as backlinks. This third pillar will really help you dominate on Google. So here we are searching for Orion Township Heating and Cooling, and when you scroll down past the map pack, you can see that your site isn't ranked number one. The top 3 businesses on Google get about 75% of the clicks, meaning most potential customers are choosing one of the first 3 results and never make it to your listing. So one of the top 3 spots is where you want to be, and to get there, you need authority. So how do you get authority? Well, it comes down to your backlinks. And a backlink is when a website links to another website online. So think like this. If site A links to site B, then site A is giving site B some of its link juice, kind of like a vote of confidence, and in Google's eyes, this gives site B authority. It's kind of like a popularity contest, and the more relevant the site, the more valuable the link is. So let me give you an example. If you get a local blog or industry-related site, such as one of your suppliers like Generac or Cummins, linking back to you, that's a great backlink. But if you're a heating and cooling company and you get a backlink from, say, Sagebrush linking to you, that's not so great because you don't sell burritos. So let's go back to Ahrefs. And we can see that you have 220 backlinks. That looks great. But now let's look at Lake Orion Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. So when I go to their site, they've got 157 backlinks. Again, at first glance, you seem to be beating them, so how are they outranking you? Well, they have stronger, more relevant backlinks than you do. One good backlink can be worth more authority to Google than over 100 irrelevant backlinks. So once again, you're probably thinking, how do I get more backlinks? So with Ahrefs, we can go in and click their backlinks, and we're able to see exactly which sites are linking back to their business and go get those same links for your business. Getting you to the top of Google search results isn't magic, it's just a method, and I've shown you that method today. I know how tough the market is, and I know how dependent small businesses are on third-party companies like Angie's List and Home Advisor. I know how painful it is to pay for leads that are shared among your competitors. What I've shown you today gives you control over your leads and an actionable plan that will have clients coming straight to your door without a broker in between. So in closing, we went over content. Your competitor has less words on their website, but better keyword content than you do. So you need to incorporate more keyword-rich content with at least 1,500 more words on your homepage than they do. Second, we covered citations. You want to have 200 to 300 citations to beat out your competition by a landslide. And third, we covered link juice. Your competitor has more relevant backlinks than you do, so you need more relevant sites pointing to your website to show Google you have more authority than they do. And if you implement these 3 strategies today, you can be number 1 across Google. So what now? Well, you can either take this information I shared with you today and run with it on your own, and I'm totally cool with that. Again, no harm, no foul. Just send me a quick note that you watched this video and your thoughts on it. I would really appreciate your feedback. However, if you want to take the faster, more efficient route and want to save yourself the time and effort in learning to implement these strategies, you can give me a call at 810-358-5645 and we can have a deeper conversation. Once again, my name is Kate Bortinsky and my phone number is 810-358-5645. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful day.